This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to my review of Skeleton Crew Season 1, Episode 8, titled The Real Good Guys. This is the season finale, so if you haven't watched it yet, please don't watch this yet because this will probably only be like a 10 to 15 minute video, and it'll be out just over an hour after the episode dropped. So, going into it, incredible episode. Literally, my only complaint is I wish it was 10 minutes longer, maybe even 5, and just have people that and be meeting with someone like Mon Mothma or Hera, or if they, were really feeling ambitious, they could have cast young Leia in this. But yeah, honestly, this was just, it was just incredible. I loved every minute of this. The credits also just looked beautiful at the end of this, using those storybook pages, and finally going to a picture of the crew discovering the Onyx Cinder. And yeah, honestly, just incredibly well done. I think that it was such a good episode. As I said, the only thing I wish we could have had is 5 to 10 minutes at the end where we have someone from the New Republic on that blockade runner, and they come in and begin to introduce the galaxy to the New Republic and go to them and let them know really everything. But honestly, I just love the reveals in this. Also, I think it could have been a little better for William to have a more reaction when he learns that all the Jedi are dead. Although there really isn't too much in the time in the moment, so I do understand why. But I wish I was set up a different way. But I kind of love Jod's backstory, where he says that he was basically, living in the middle of nowhere in poverty, and a Jedi found him and began to train him, and then she was killed in Order 66. He wasn't officially a Jedi, and that's probably why he was spared. Maybe even taken into the Inquisitorius for some time and escaped from that and joined up with pirates. Or maybe they just thought he was some civilian who was with the Jedi, and honestly, it would have just been kind of cool if we got a flashback to this. Maybe seeing a young version of him, and probably not Vader killing his master or the Jedi, because I think to be thorough, Vader would have just killed young Jod, and while I think I would have loved to see Vader there, it wouldn't have made too much sense since Vader just would have killed him to be safe. So I feel like we could have just seen clones and maybe have one of them be a little more merciful and decide not to kill him. I think that would be just a really, really nice thing to have. So yeah, honestly, probably that's. But honestly, I don't think it's quite good. So we could come up with that on our own, and maybe they could make a canon because that's honestly what I'd love to see. We have him watch as the Jedi is executed, and we see a clone trooper who maybe either remove their inhibitor chip, maybe it's Wolf or maybe Gregor or someone else that we know turns against the Empire, and we see them go and refuse to go and kill this kid because the kid isn't a Jedi and they spare him. So honestly, I think that'd be just it would just be a really nice scene. But just going to this episode and its content as a whole, man, I just really love it. I think that there's obviously tension built up at the end of last episode where John ignites the lightsaber, and the reason that he did it was storytelling wise, just to create tension. But I do say in universe just to show that he is a Jedi. I also think it's interesting that the Republic government was in contact with Atatin until the downfall of the Republic, since the supervisor knows that the Jedi have been declared traitors, and that's pretty interesting to see since Wim is able to, talk about the Jedi and knows their stories, and they haven't told this to the general public. But I don't know, maybe it's a droid that just decided not to tell them, and decided that since the Jedi would not be there, they could just easily keep this information from them. But yeah, honestly, I think it also makes sense that the Empire wouldn't be interested in this planet. They are going away from New Republic or Republic currency, and with that, they really just needed to go and switch over to Imperial credits. So I think that it does make sense that they probably just ignore this planet and sort of just forget it exists. And just honestly, also the fact that they use a turret and I didn't even know about the turret when I recorded this footage, and I have Neil using a giant turret to go and take down enemies. So complete coincidence, or really Max Rebo in this, because obviously Neil isn't in the Skywalker saga, but just a little convenient, funny thing that happened when I started thinking about what happened in this. And yeah, honestly, I think this entire thing with the pirates was great. When the New Republic showed up, it was just such a great scene, and just having them absolutely decimating the pirates actually makes them feel competent, where most of the other stuff that comes out just doesn't. I think that everything with the pirates also occupying the planet was just incredible, and the dynamics between really all the characters was great. And I mean, it was mainly between Wim and his dad and Fern and her mom. Mainly, we didn't really see too much from Niels or KB's parents besides them just briefly as people that are being taken as the planet gets occupied. And I'm fine with that. I realize that really there's no way that all the parents could have contributed, and the two most important ones being Wim's dad and Fern's mom, who was the representative for the planet. So yeah, honestly, I think that the choice for them did make sense, and I just really, really love how they had to go and convince their parents of everything, and that they knew what they were doing. I also just had some moments of genuine fear in this. I was actually nervous for a second that they may have actually killed off the character of Kibi, and I was like 90% sure that she was alive, and I was just like, did they? Because they actually treat the audience with respect, and I mean that's just really, really nice. And just going through so much of more of this, it's just too much to talk about and make sure I get everything. There's a very likely chance I'm going to miss something important and see when someone else talks about it and have to do a part two to this. But we'll see about that. But yeah, Jad, oh god, he was incredible in this. Jude Law did an incredible performance. And I love the fact that he stayed evil till the end. He didn't get some forced redemption in this. And he, well, I don't know if he escaped, but he was left behind. And I'm just going to assume that he killed a New Republic pilot, stole their X-Wing, and got away in that. I just love that look of utter defeat at the end where he's just super desperate to make them not take down the barrier, and he's doing all he can. He eventually gets just to a point where he's absolutely desperate. He's threatening to kill Wim's dad, and man, the performance was just really amazing. I said I really love that character, and yeah, while Neil is currently winning that whole, I think that well, he's the most wholesome and my favorite of the kids. I just have to give it to Jod, and that just absolutely incredible performance. Such a great character, and yeah, even though the Onyx Cinder doesn't look like this anymore, I do want to get the Lego set because I don't think we're ever going to get one of the more sleek design of the ship, and I'd love to get the kids. Also, I am not sure I'm going to buy it right now, but I'm going to definitely eventually get the SM-33 minifigure from Firestar Toys that was revealed just a few days ago on Friday. So, yeah, honestly, just going with this, man, everything is at incredible. I think that, especially the fact that I think everyone going into this expected, from what I've heard, that I was included with it, that Jad was going to redeem himself at the end and show that, he actually cared about the kids. And to an extent, he did, and he was disappointed that KB had to die, but he's still just a pretty evil and ruthless man who is doing really whatever he can to get things to work his way. So yeah, honestly, man, it was just such an incredible episode. I also like how they're able to make the droids feel threatening, and I think that they were a great part of the show. Just to have their just sort of serve as more of a mystery. And yeah, I think it does make sense that a droid was the supervisor. I think that it would have been a cool twist if the supervisor was the pirate from SM-33's original crew, the captain. But I think we should be a little more explained with that, and maybe a little more explained about and everything that happened with it. But in the unlikely event we get a season two, because I don't think it's a great chance. But if this does really well in viewings after people see videos like mine, just saying how great it is, and from some of the other creators, hopefully they give it a chance. Hopefully they watch it this week and give it some great ratings and watch it even more when other shows come out like Daredevil in March or Andor in April, which I think is like 98 days away. And it just can't come any closer because, yeah, I love Skeleton Crew. I thought it was amazing, but oh boy, I'm already in my hype train for Andor. I cannot wait to see that. But yeah, just going back to this, it's insane just how great this was. Of all the Star Wars shows, with just their announcement and conception, with the exception of possibly Andor, this is probably, one of the most least anticipated and probably thought of the most unnecessary shows. No one knew what to think of this. And it seems like Disney didn't have any faith in this at all. Oh yeah, it seems like it's not doing great in terms of viewership. There's a very good chance that this is for just multiple reasons, with maybe some people not being interested, a lot of people being extraordinarily mad at Disney with what they've done with Star Wars, and especially after the Acolyte last year. It is just not being great for Star Wars right now. And maybe some people don't think this is worth watching and paying a subscription for, but for me personally, this was just worth watching every week. It had some points where it was not really incredible. I think that easily the weakest one was, I think it was episode 4, the one when they're on at Akron, and I mean, it's not a terrible episode, but it definitely could have been a lot better. Yeah, that was episode 4. I'm sort of mentally thinking through with my reviews. When I finished the at Akron one with my last one, and next one is the I have recaps, which hopefully I'll get to later this week. I don't know, I'm either going to do that or maybe I'll do the top shows of 2024. We'll see which I have the time for. Mainly if I have enough time to go and get all the screenshots for the Skeleton Crew one, since I only have to pull like 10 images for that other one. Well, yeah, definitely with just how great Skeleton Crew is. Slight spoiler for that video. That's definitely going to make it onto that list. And I wasn't too sure. I was thinking, at most it was going to make it at number 10 after I saw the first few episodes, but that's definitely this. The last few episodes definitely have pushed it up, and I'm not going to spoil where it's going to be on the list because I have not decided it yet. But yeah, absolutely incredible. I think that everything with it is that done so well. All the characters were great, and it feels like the kids did something that was within reason for them to do, and did get help because if the kids just on their own managed to take out this entire crew of pirates, that just would have made absolutely no sense and been completely unrealistic. But it makes perfect sense here that they went to call for help, and all they had to do was restore power and get the Onyx Cinder out of the atmosphere to go and send a message to Kim so she could go and help them. So yeah, honestly, just really, 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 really incredible show. I had such a great time. All the characters were just extremely fun, extremely well written, and I honestly just loved all of it. I think that every actor was incredible. These kids did a great job acting also. It's genuinely surprising to see, because these are, from what I could tell, actors who are mainly doing their maybe first roles, at least from what I've seen, and they are able to perform just incredibly alongside an extremely experienced actor like Jude Law, and it's just amazing. I think that truly I was having so much fun watching this. I think that everyone in it was great. As I said, of the kids, the best one easily is Neil. Of the entire cast as a whole, I just have to give it to Jod. He was just a great presence, and well, not a complete unredeemable monster, he still was a really, really bad person. And I really enjoyed that about his character. But yeah, honestly, don't know if I have too much more to say. I I'm just gonna mentally run through the episode in my head just to think if I missed anything major. So yeah, but I don't think there's too much. I think that just at the end where all the kids, reunite and are able to have that happy ending is that really nice. And as an only real complaint, well, maybe that we didn't see a full flashback to Jod's backstory, which I would have loved. And on the other hand, I think that it also would have been nice to get a scene with the people that and reconnecting to the New Republic and learning what actually has happened in the galaxy. Since they do get some hints of it, but not everything. I do hope we see these characters again. I do hope we could get a season 2, but honestly, I just don't think we could bet on that. Especially with them wanting to be a little more budget conscious on the stuff they're making, since while this was not as expensive as the Acolyte, it still was decently expensive. But yeah, all the characters in here truly incredible. I think that they deserve another season, even though this doesn't set up another season. This has a very definitive ending and isn't like the Acolyte where they apparently had two more seasons in a movie planned, which let's just say I would not have been happy if that happened. But yeah, honestly, really all I have to say, again, I do want to know what you think, since this should be one of the first videos coming out about it. It's about 9:05 right now. The episode dropped at 8 my time, so since the episode is 40 minutes long, unless someone watches it at 2x speed, then I guess they could have, but they would have missed just so much great stuff, and I don't think that's going to be a genuine review. That's just going to be them going and just trying to get done as quickly as possible. As you can see, I'm at least just taking my time to talk about it, and now I'm at 20 minutes, and as I said, I thought it was going to be 10 to 15 minutes at the most at the beginning of this. So, yeah, I do want to know what you think of this. Which was your favorite episode? Because personally, it had to be this one for me. I loved all the characters in this and thought they did just such an incredible job. So please let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.